It is your classic metal show right here on this fucking shit. It's Queensryche, Last Time in Paris from the Fort Fairlane soundtrack. Good shit there. And Queensryche, end of the month, there will only be one Queensryche. Now, John, you're a fan, right?
Big fan, actually.
Of which version?
Well, since there's only one now, I'm a fan of the...
Well, there's still two. There's still two for the minute.
I thought they did their last show.
August 30th.
Is that... I thought they already did it.
Thank you, sweetheart. You're welcome, sweetie.
Man, I love me some Stephanie, just because she brings beers every time I turn around.
Boy,
do
really,
you.
really...
Beer can.
Oh, beer cans? Okay.
Oh, boy.
That's not what I was thinking, but I'll go with that.
So to answer the question...
Yeah.
No, I'm a very big Queensryche fan. I've always thought that they have one of the best 4-album runs of any band you could ever think of. It's what the hell is that?
EP, Rage for Order,
Rage for Order, Operation Mindcrime,
Empire,
and Promised Land. That's a 4-album run that is like almost unmatched.
Yeah.
So I love that. And I think, with Todd LaTorre, he sings the songs so well, and the band can actually go back now live and play the stuff that everybody wants to hear. That I'm a fan of that era, but I'm a fan of the Todd LaTorre quote unquote era, even though it just started, because I really like that record they put out with him.
Okay.
And I just think that he allows them to play the stuff that all of us want to hear, because after Promised Land, there's really nothing that
All right, I really can't let this blasphemy go on. Jeff Tate is Queensryche. Jeff Tate is Queensryche.
He was Queensryche.
He is Queensryche. I don't give a fuck what they call the band.
He was Queensryche.
And why is he not now?
Because he's now called Operation Mindcrime.
Well, that's true, but I mean, Frequency Unknown, would you call that a Queensryche record?
Nope.
You would not call that a Queensryche record?
Nope.
Why?
It was incredibly rushed. It was very obviously performed by musicians who do not have the Queensryche vibe, the Queensryche songwriting ability. It was just a bunch of hired guns, and Jeff Tate going, play this. It sounds a little Queensryche-y.
See, I'm not even kidding. I sort of like it. I'm not even kidding. It took me a while to get it, but it's heavy, and I like it. Weight of the World and fucking Cold and Slave. Those are good songs.
No.
They are good songs.
No.
Yeah, they are.
You don't like it. Stop being a bullshit artist. You don't like anything about this.
I do.
You do not. You have never said this to me.
You hear that heaviness?
Yeah, you love it.
I do like it.
Sure you do.
I do.
Sure you do.
Not even kidding.
Yes. Fuck you. You are kidding.
I'm not kidding.
Yes, you are.
I'm really not.
Oh.
I don't hate Frequency Unknown. I really do. I think that it's a good Queensryche record? No.
Are you insane?
No, I'm not.
All right, then compare that. Compare Frequency Unknown to the...
I have friends that played on this record, so of course I like it.
You're a fucking...
I do. Craig Locicero played on this fucker. Dave Meniketti played on this.
Compare
You even like Dave Meniketti.
Compare Frequency Unknown to the self-titled Queensryche record with Todd LaTorre.
I like this one better. No lie. Not even a work. Not even just trying to be silly. I have, and I'm on record for this, so this is not me being stupid or nothing. I found that record to be monumentally boring, and I got tired of it very fast. Honestly, I'm
literally sitting here not knowing what to say.
I got bored with it fast.
Because you don't like good music anymore?
No, I just don't think that they captured. Truthfully, I've watched all the YouTube shit of them live, and I just don't think they captured it. I think they will. I think just like Jeff did, they rushed it out, and I think they should have taken a little more time and put out a better record. I mean, I don't hate it. I don't hate any of it, but I don't love it. There's not.
How can you possibly?
Okay, name 2 songs.
I don't know song titles.
There you go. You don't know.
Wait a minute. I'm not a good guy to ask about that because my favorite bands, like Dream Theater and Van Halen, there's Dream Theater song titles I can't name, but I can sing you every lyric.
Yeah. Can you sing me one lyric from one song of that Queensryche?
I haven't listened to it in a while.
Okay, so no. It didn't stick with you. That's the point. And I'm not saying that it's bad.
But I literally...
But I'm not saying it's bad.
The Jeff Tate record, the Jeff fucking Tate record, I didn't even get through the whole thing because it was that bad.
See, I did. And
if you put on the Tory Queensryche record right now, I could listen to it all the way through.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm definitely not saying it's bad.
Album logo from the original.
What? What?
On your screen,
yeah,
that was the new record, but it has the album art from.
Well,
the
that's
original
because
EP.
Fucking Amazon's fucked up. But this is the album.
Or you don't know what you're talking about when it comes to Queensryche.
I do. I have no say over what the album art they put on this.
Or you don't know what you're talking about.
I most certainly do.
Which, based on
First
our
of
current
all,
conversation, you don't know shit.
This is where you're
How
wrong.
the fuck are you saying?
First of all,
that Frequency Unknown is better than the Latore record?
I don't think the Latore record is very good.
You're an...
I don't think it's that good. I think it's very marginal to slightly above average at best. It doesn't go. And to be honest, I'm not saying the Frequency Unknown is better than it. That part I am kidding about it a little bit, but I am being honest that I don't think either record was that great. I don't think either one of them was exceptional.
Frequency Unknown was terrible. The Latore record, I think, was actually pretty good.
I just got bored with it. It was short. It didn't. There's no memorable songs to it. There's nothing that really stays with you.
It was the first thing they were able to do outside of the shadow of Jeff Tate.
And so is Frequency Unknown. But the point is that they rushed it out on both sides of the band. They rushed out a record.
Which one sounds like Queensryche? What of those two records? Which one sounds like Queensryche? The Latore record.
That sounds like Queensryche.
I'm sure it doesn't.
It does.
Really?
Sounds like Queensryche.
Listen to that. Like, they do like the little, like,
sounds like Queensryche.
Ugh.
How about this?
Go ahead. This is so offensive to me. I don't think it's my favorite song of all time. That is so bad. First of all, the end chord in that run was wrong. Okay,
so
if Jeff Tate says that he is the songwriter, how does he not know that chord is fucking wrong? That's not the right chord.
He allows his guys to have some freedom.
Stop.
He allows his guys to have some freedom.
Fucking jerk. That he is the songwriter.
Hey, turn that shit off.
No, that chord is fucking wrong. That's not the right chord.
He allows his guys to have some freedom.
Stop.
He allows his guys to have some freedom.
Fucking jerk. That he is the songwriter.
Hey, turn that shit off.
No, that chord is fucking wrong. On the phone and
that's not the right Neeley, chord. Turn off your radio, dickhead. To have some freedom. He allows his guys to have some freedom.
That he is the songwriter.
Hey, turn that shit off.
No, that chord is fucking wrong. On the phone that's not the right
Neeley,
chord.
turn off your radio, dickhead. Hey, buddy.
I didn't know you were going to connect to me.
Well, you said connect.
Wow.
I didn't. I said I'm just waiting in the wings.
Oh,
is
well,
what
we're
I
ready
said.
for you. Here, Well, good. You could jump right in this conversation.
Neeley,
All
would,
right.
would the wings be your palatial estate at CMS Studio A?
I am. We're back from a night of classic rock.
Nice. Did you get any classic puss?
No, well, you know what? I was keeping an eye out to see what the talent brought. Not a lot of good-looking ladies at the show.
Bunch of fucking pigs, huh?
No, and not that they were pigs. It's just that they were just past their prime. How's that?
So rode hard, put away fucking corpse-ish?
I'll agree with the rode hard part.
Yeah. Yeah, but you like those fucking docking corpses too, and those chicks were fucking half a step from fucking a ventilator.
Now, just because
Now, easy, young lady. Don't be fucking being on the microphone.
Because I was in the presence of them doesn't mean I liked them.
Yeah.
Like girl you were sitting next to was kind of cute.
Put her on the mic. What is she doing?
My sister.
Put your sister on the mic.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, sweetheart. How are you?
Good.
So did you?
Kind of a really cute girl, but she was with somebody, unfortunately.
Yeah, she was with some old dude.
But let's be honest. What's your sister's name?
Just call her Liz.
All right, Liz. Just be honest, Liz.
Boy, I hate Liz.
You. What do you want me to call you? Hun? What do you want me to call you?
Lizzie.
All right, Lizzie. Listen, Leslie. It's like this.
Oh boy, wow.
Nice.
Is it for you? It's got to be great to be at a show like a Chicago show where you're the hottie among the fucking cows.
Now, how do you know that?
Because A, I've seen you, and you're definitely fuckable, and B, the fucking rest of the Chicago crowd is not.
You need
That's
to be careful because my honey's sitting next to me.
Whatever. I'll bet you he loves sticking his dick in you. So I bet you he thinks you're
I'm
fuckable.
not going to even respond to that because my brother's sitting next to me.
Okay, so that's a yes.
I,
That's right. You guys have never had sex. I get it.
What's his name? Chris?
yeah,
That's
Chris.
me.
Yeah, I very much like sticking my dick in him.
God, you're
Wow.
sitting next to my brother.
Wow.
Yeah, but I'm,
Well, your brother's.
So we went from sticking dicks in Jan Terry, sticking dicks in my sister.
Oh, wow.
you wanted me to come up here.
Neeley, did you warn your sister about Aiken before
She's
she?
well aware of me.
She doesn't. She doesn't
Chris?
need to be warned.
Chris?
She's well aware of Chris. She has a very.
Dick. Wait.
What?
No, Chris. Do you
Richard.
remember you texting me 2 years ago when you were just totally shit-faced?
Imagine that. Yes, I do. Actually, I was at the.
Naughty. You were very, very naughty on texting with me.
I was because you're hot. You're hot and you're an untouchable. It's not like I could really.
My brother
do
told me
something.
to ignore you that night because you were out of control.
Well, there is a truth to that. I'll just tell you straight up that night in question, I drank, I think, 15 vodka and cranberries, and
I heard they had to carry you out on a stretcher.
and I did the best job ever of painting Neely's toilet with puke, but not getting any on the walls.
He did not soil the bathroom one bit.
But I puked at least 30
And you
times.
slept on my blow-up mattress, I heard.
Mhm. Well, if you blew it up, I'd sleep on it.
Nice.
So you guys were out at Chicago.
And REO Speedwagon.
REO Speedwagon was at the show?
Yeah.
They were actually very good.
They opened the show, then Chicago played, and then they came out together and played their hits alternatively.
Did anybody cry like I did at REO Speedwagon?
I can't say that because they
fucker
did.
in front of us, like fucking Steven Spielberg, recording the whole goddamn concert, standing up with his.
I
what the
couldn't
hell was
fight
his
that
iPhone
feeling.
or
I couldn't
whatever?
fight that feeling.
Jesus.
There's always the guy in front of you, Chris, who's got to stand with his hands over his head so he can get a good video of the band.
And producing roses for Jason Sheff.
Well, why didn't you just knock the phone out of his fucking hand? Just poop. No?
No, he seemed
You
nice.
there? Oh, there.
He seemed nice. He fucking ruined your show.
actually ended up being pretty cool. He was nice.
No, he actually sat down during Chicago.
He was all over REO Speedwagon. And I'm like, just watch. When Chicago comes out, he'll be all cool. And he was. He sat down.
Well, be honest with me, Chris.
right.
And of course, I know you will.
Sure, not me. I'm very shy. So
If you were the lead singer of the band Chicago, which is Jason Sheff at this point,
okay.
and some guy, a guy,
We've seen this, 3 times now?
standing side stage, not on the stage, but at viewer level,
Okay.
waiting for an opportunity to walk in front of the stage and hand Jason a rose.
Ooh.
Well, how would you react? What would you do as Jason Sheff?
Security, get the fag out of here.
And you know what? He's so cool. Every time
He's so
he
gracious
takes it,
about it.
He's gracious.
He takes
it.
the wait a minute. He takes the rose from the gay
he
guy.
Takes it and he doesn't. Yeah, he's very.
He doesn't
cool about
flinch about it. You know, he doesn't get all
He's
like
very polite.
weirded out. He's
Yep.
just real polite about it. You know,
Does the guy that's handing the rose have fucking scarring on his chin from nuts hitting it?
What about the guy from Cheap Trick? Remember with the shorts and the long socks, dancing. He had those old '70s shorts, you know, that had.
he had the dolphin shorts on. You know what
And
Axl
long
Rose used to
sweat
wear
socks.
with the,
Yeah, tube socks.
Tube socks.
What year
Tube
was
socks
this?
and shorts,
What
and he
year?
was dancing. He was like so into Cheap Trick.
What year was this?
This was just like what 3 years?
2007,
Yeah,
8, somewhere around there.
just
yeah.
like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
I actually have a video of it on my phone.
See, I thought there were a lot of hot chicks at the concert
Tonight?
I have to disagree. Yeah.
I didn't see a one.
Yeah, but you got such odd taste in women.
Wait a minute. Hold on. What's your name, bro?
Jim.
Jim. You have the hottest chick that was at the show, right?
Aww, that's so sweet.
Well,
Yeah,
hey,
all right, yeah.
believe
thanks, honey.
believe me, Liz. If you were a pig, I'd say so. But I've seen photos,
Well,
and you're not.
Chris, there was definitely a stripper. She looked like she worked
yeah.
at the industrial
what'd you
compound or
Was it-
whatever that place was that we were discussing.
Oh, at the landing strip.
Yeah, well, no, the industrial foundry, that strip club I was talking about when Nathan from Kentucky took me to see Megadeth.
Right. Okay.
Well, she was there wearing short shorts. I mean, she had a good body and everything, but she was wearing short shorts, but she was wearing knee-high fuzzy boots.
Ooh. Well, so
they,
why
they were nice, though.
they were nice?
They were nice. That was like my third trip to go get.
Oh, nice.
I was on my
But
third
but
trip.
she
Get
looked
Jameson
total.
and,
Jam- we were getting
She
Jameson
was
and Crown
totally
Royal.
out of place. Totally out of place.
Well, dude, first of all, you with your fucking rock and roll look with the fucking shirt with no sleeves and the fucking
Yeah, and he
crosses
was rocking
and shit.
it. He was at the entrance just rocking it, waiting for something to happen. That's for sure.
Why weren't you out there banging yourself a 70-year-old dude? That's in your age range.
The girl with the old dude was kind of flirting with me
Yeah.
a good part of the show.
How old was she?
I'm gonna.
Early 40s.
Yeah, I think she was a little older. I
probably
think
50s,
she was
early
probably in the
50s.
mid.
Why,
She
you
was
think
probably
your mom
early
was
to mid
older?
50s.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
way
yeah.
that's way too young for you, Neeley. What are you pushing? 65, 70?
Yeah. So she was.
He
being,
was helping her cut her chair apart from
Well,
us.
see,
Oh
in
my
this
God.
in this venue, they have folding chairs
Yeah.
and they zip tie them all together.
Oh, so that like if one chair moves, they all move?
They all move.
Yeah.
But the thing is that the folding chairs are so small that
Yeah.
You're touching everybody
You're
you're sitting
touching
next to.
everybody. So
If they're sweaty, it's nasty.
so the idea is to bring either a knife or a big toenail clipper and
Right.
clip those plastic ties
Oh, jeez.
and cut the chairs apart.
Well, but Neeley, you were kind of between you and Jim. You were kind of trolling, trying to see if
He
there were
was
any.
sitting
hot-
there- well, first of all, it was like he was diffusing a IED or something.
All right.
It took him 30 minutes to clip his chair because the security guy,
Well,
he's looking. I'm like, he's not looking. Just clip the chair. He doesn't.
See, the security watches for people clipping the chairs apart.
Right. Okay.
So stupid.
So, but you guys were at least sort of checking out
halfway
the
through the
chicks?
concert by the time he finally unclipped his chair from the hot chick next to him.
That's not true.
Were you guys at least sort of checking out the chicks? I mean, a little bit.
But there wasn't really much to check out.
Jimmy was checking. I saw you.
Look, I like the
checking
older
stuff
women
out.
thing.
I
I like
know.
that they got
He
that desperate.
He likes that 80s
That
pussy.
desperate.
I like that desperate clinging on to something.
Nice.
You know, they've got
He likes the 80s chicks.
yeah.
What would you say the over under? If I went over under 20, how many chicks still get wet?
Wait, say that again?
I said how many chicks over under 20 that were in the audience still get wet?
I'd say, oh my God, all of them.
Really?
The 40-year-olds or the 40, 50-year-olds are always horned up.
It's like we're 18 years old, like you guys were.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you are, Liz, but you're young.
She's your
No,
age,
she's
Chris.
our age.
Yeah, whatever. That's young.
You and my sister are the same age.
Well, you know.
No, that's like going to those concerts like
And
shooting
I've
fish in a
been
barrel.
told that it's like a brutal punishment because now I'm like an 18-year-old
is.
boy.
Yep.
You certainly are not like an 18-year-old boy. Let me just tell you from the spanked revision that I've got on my phone, you're definitely not like an 18-year-old boy.
I know what picture you have because
Wait,
I
what
remember.
exactly does that
I
mean?
remember you asked me to send you a picture, and I did. I sent him that one that's actually the picture up on our wall with the black and white. I sent him that one, only the colored one.
It's on my wall too, honey. It's on
Oh,
my
it's
wall
just-
too.
He has
I
that
can send
one.
you a better one than that, Chris.
He has that
Oh,
one.
please do.
Oh, there you
And he sent me some naughty texts that night. My brother told me to ignore him.
Well, you know, if Jim wants to send me some better photos, I'm
We'll
all
talk.
in.
Well, you're back in Akron, aren't you?
I am.
Okay. Well, that's okay. We'll hook up.
Well, we live there now, so
Well, why don't you guys come here?
I don't know because we're here in Indiana visiting my brother.
Yeah, but that's boring as fuck. Neely's the boring one of the two of us.
So we all live in Akron now.
So let's party.
Let's party.
Sounds good.
Let's fucking...
We have great parties at our house.
Not as good as mine. I lit my fucking hair on fire tonight. Beat that.
trying to smoke weed out of a beer can.
I was trying to smoke weed out of a beer can, instead lit my hair on fire. Match that.
Be careful because my honey's a sheriff, you know.
Okay, well, I'm not in his county, so I'm clean.
It stank like
Hey,
all
I
holy
gotta
hell.
tell you a secret though about him.
All right.
He's very fearful of the Chucky doll.
Why?
I don't know. He has very, very, very big fears of the Chucky doll. And I gave Wendell my Chucky doll when I moved.
You can tell she's my sister.
So if I go to rob a bank, but I line the doorway with Chucky dolls, I'm getting away with this shit?
He ain't going in there to
No,
investigate.
you take the money and go.
No, he not. And you know what? When I'm not going to tell him this, but I'm blocking his ears right now. But I'm going to put Chucky in his bed tonight before he goes to bed.
Well, he might put Chucky back in something.
Nice.
Have you ever been in Wendell's studio?
Oh, yeah, I've been there.
You see all the creepy shit in here?
It's great.
He's got that monkey sitting on his
First of
speakers
all-
right now. I'm looking at the ones.
the
Yeah.
clapping
I
monkey.
bought
Clapping
him
monkey.
that. What
We
are you
used to-
bought that at an
This is
antique
the
store.
freakiest fucking room.
Neely
I
did-
bought
can't-
him that monkey from an antique
It's not at
store.
the range.
Neely, didn't we used to talk to that monkey on the show?
And he fixed it. He took it apart and he fixed that monkey.
I think we used to ask the monkey questions on the
I
show.
never
Well,
get
yeah,
no
it used
monkey.
to. We used to ask the monkey and the parrot questions.
Right, yeah.
It looks like the monkey's masturbating though when he's clinging and you're standing behind him. It's really
remember
creepy
on The
shit.
Hangover? I never get no monkey.
What's wrong with
Hangover
masturbating?
2, yep.
Not that's wrong with masturbating, but it's just a little creepy when a monkey's doing it.
At least it's doing it for
I
you.
don't know.
What you
You
take
or
the
doing stuff.
if you took the cymbals out of its hand and you just put it on your Johnson, why would that be fucking bad?
What? Okay, so what does this have to do about a mute? I want to know.
There's nothing to do with the music. Nothing. This is very.
You're gonna breaking up.
All right, here, hold on. Let me get right back connected here. All right, I'm back.
Yeah. Oh,
Why does there have to be music talk?
You got to talk into the mic.
I'm talking
You
into
got
the
to.
mic.
You got to
Me?
talk
Yeah,
into
talk
the
over it.
mic.
It says MTV MTV is supposed to be like music television shows now. It's like, what the hell? It's like, this is like a music show, and we're talking about pussy and smoking and monkeys masturbating and everything.
Well, Crystal probably want you to say that.
I absolutely want her to say pussy again. Are you kidding me?
Go ahead.
What?
I absolutely want her to say pussy again, but use a little bit of a lower tone.
Pussy. What's wrong with the word pussy?
There it is.
Now, can you say dripping
I
pussy?
have a friend that actually hates the word pussy, but would rather prefer that you call a girl a cunt.
Hey, she's a grown adult. I have no control over her at all.
Right.
Who am I to say what she can and can't say or listen to?
Well, Niels, you've missed a show, dude.
I listened. I listened all the way from Chicago on back home, and all I heard was pussy, stick my dick in Jan Terry, flappy tits, no bra. I can't believe some guy would stick a dick in her.
Yeah.
She got a record deal. Gatlin did not. She wrote songs that Gatlin should have written.
Yes.
The Final Countdown, Eye of the Tiger, just a lot of bad karaoke. Yeah. Pink Floyd, Comfortably Numb. Yeah. So just to go to show you, we listened.
You did listen.
Yeah, but did you hear Aiken light his hair on fire?
No, I heard about it. I heard about the fire, and he told the story about setting his house on fire.
This was tonight.
Neeley, I got to tell you from my perspective. I'm sitting here in Studio B, okay, and he's facing his computer screen, which you've been here, so he's facing his computer screen. So I'm behind him, and he's somehow we get talking about weed, and he opens up this little cupboard in his computer desk, and this little tiny pee-pee bag of weed falls out. And I was like, smoke it, dude. Like, as long as we're doing this, like, we got onto, like, I'm egging him on. He's like, I'm not doing that. I was like, come on, like, you've done this, that, and the other. Well, somehow we end up getting him to try, and he ends up trying to smoke it out of a beer can.
He's smoking weed out of a beer can.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a motorhome gave me the instructions on how to do this.
Yes.
Okay, so the old adage is true that, dude, you could make a bong out of anything.
Well,
yes.
I would say that's a fail.
It's a fail. Neeley, like, from my perspective, he throws the weed on top of the can. He lights this thing with an aim and flame, and I literally, from behind, I see the back of Chris's head, and then I see a burst of flame from the front of his head. And next thing you know, the room smells like all holy get out.
Air, yeah.
Oh, it was so he was trying to smoke this thing, and instead he lit his hair on fire. And
nice.
He might have got like half a puff.
Feel
Josh,
the heat taking you higher. Burn with me.
Hair's on fire.
Right?
Exactly right.
But yeah, so he failed miserably at getting stoned, but succeeded admirably at making the room stink like shit. So
yeah, it was not a good move.
It was
stink
bad.
Like shit, or does it stink like burning Aiken?
Aiken has already been burned, so basically it stinks like shit. So it was like already burned flesh.
It's like
reburned. I'm gonna interpret what you're saying there, John.
Yeah.
You're basically saying that your friend Chris is a piece of shit.
Pretty much.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
I would agree.
I am fully 100% on board with your interpretation of what I was saying, because that's exactly what it smelled like. And yes, Aiken's a piece of shit.
Right. All right. Well, Chris, since we're kind of running short on time here,
yes, sir.
My friend Jim here, who happens to be of the law enforcement persuasion.
Okay.
I told you a little story about him earlier today, and I discussed it with him in the car, and he says he's cool about this.
All right. Awesome.
So he, being a sheriff for Summit County,
okay,
he transported Richard Beasley,
nice,
the Craigslist killer.
That is so awesome.
So Jim said he's open to questions or thoughts or opinions or whatever you like to talk about, because I know how engaged with these kind of subjects you and I can get.
I have an absolute ton of questions. Jim, did you get an autograph?
No, I didn't get an autograph.
You bought him a burger, though.
No, I didn't buy him a burger.
Oh, you didn't?
No, he wasn't very. He wasn't very conversely open.
Okay.
That day he went to prison.
Well, talk a little bit about how it led up to that. So he was already, by the time you ran into him.
By the time he comes to me, he's already sentenced.
So he's already been through court and convicted and been proven to be a piece of shit and everything else, right?
Right.
All right. So when you get up next to this guy, I guess I'm always curious how, especially these guys that are famous killers, how do you separate the quote unquote fame of the guy, because he's obviously somebody that everybody's heard of, from just another piece of shit that you're doing your job moving along?
You know, it's probably just like you guys. I mean, you guys deal with a lot of famous musicians and, you know, rock stars. I don't even look at it that way. You know, it's just another scumbag that I'm taking to prison. And most of the time in the morning when I come in to do a transport, I quit reading the schedule, the docket, the people I take.
Okay.
A long time ago. I just hang on a minute. Window's like pointing at me here. I guess you just look at them all the same, you know. Did
you know him, or did you know?
I didn't have any dealings with him while I was in the courthouse, because I'm usually in the county at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm out of the county by like 6.
Okay.
We go all over the state, so sometimes they give us a heads up. In this case, they gave us a heads up that we were going to be transporting him, and I actually brought back. I can't remember the kids' names. I'm horrible with names. Faces I'm good with, horrible with names. But the kid, the 17-year-old that was in cahoots with them, we brought him back from Marion.
All right.
Or I'm sorry, Madison. He was down there, and we had to bring him back to testify in his trial prior to him being sentenced. But.
Right. When you're dealing with someone like that, I mean, do you consciously worry? And I'm always curious about. Do you consciously worry about somebody trying to break them on the route from county to actual prison?
No, no, because we pretty much vary what we do, our routes and everything. And believe it or not, it's like anybody going to work. You're so regimented in what you do that we vary our routes. If we have somebody that's a little bit particular, higher security risk.
Right.
We'll take a different way maybe that day or something like that. But these guys don't know they're riding out until that morning. They usually pull them about 3:30 in the morning or so.
Okay.
To ride them out to prison. So they don't even know they're going.
Right. What about this guy in particular, the Craigslist killer? Was he he
was in a wheelchair for his trial, which that was comical.
Well, tell us about that, because I know you said about he wouldn't stand up and he act like his legs.
Yeah, his legs. He said my legs won't lock out. You know, it's stand up, they won't lock. So we're basically like, well, you know, if you can't stand up, we're just going to have to drag you in. But and eventually he ended up using a walker to come in, but. He's probably one of the bigger con artists from some of the other deputies I've talked to that they said they've dealt with in years. Just a really master manipulator.
Right. How old is he?
Oh, what, 60s?
Wow.
Like 56.
56.
Okay. Nice. Well, when you're dealing with these guys, and this is it's a weird thing, because as I don't know if Neeley told you or not, but I interviewed Rick Ross tonight, the notorious drug lord from Los Angeles in the 80s that made like $1 billion selling coke. And I'm always curious, how do you separate their quote unquote fame, I guess, which obviously the guy was a murderer, but he still had some moniker of fame. How do you separate that and just treat him like every other piece of shit?
I don't know. I guess I don't see it as fame, I guess. I just see him as just another piece of shit, I guess. I don't,
Right.
and I'm not trying. I understand what you're saying, but it's not. It's like Denny Ross. I'm sure you're familiar with good old Denny Ross from Summit County.
Yeah.
It's like I worked in the courthouse when he went through the Hannah Hill trial and all that stuff, and A&E was in there constantly and everything else. And I'm telling you, it's just literally, it's not the criminal so much as it is the
people, the observers, right?
Because when all the cameras and everything are gone and everything's when it gets just down to you and them, they're like little puppy dogs, man.
Right.
They are. I mean, the ones that make the most noise are the ones you never worry about.
Right.
It's always that quiet one that's the one you're wondering, what are they thinking? What are they going to do? But, when by the time that, we take them to prison, it's such they don't want any attention because they know once they get there, they're going to get probably more attention than what they want, if you know what I mean.
Right, sure.
You need to tell them.
Well, wait a minute. Jim's got a lot of cool stories for us,
right.
Chris. So before we get off onto anything else, I want to finish up this Craigslist thing.
Yeah.
He also had dealings with the 17-year-old kid that Brogan Rafferty.
Okay.
Yeah, Rafferty. I brought Rafferty back for his to testify in the God. What was his name again?
Brogan Rafferty.
No, the other one.
Oh, that the whatever.
The old guy.
Yeah,
I can't remember his name.
We'll just call him old guy.
Richard Beasley.
Richard Beasley.
Yeah, I mean, I actually felt bad for the kid. I know, and don't get me wrong. He was old enough to understand what he did and everything else like that. But here you look at a kid that's 17 years old, and he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison.
Yeah, but at the same time, how many lives did he help take?
Oh, I agree. I mean, I agree. But it's like you look at him and you think, it's different when you're one-on-one with them and you're bringing them back.
Right.
And it's like you're looking at this kid because, I've got kids. And it's like, Jesus Christ, this kid's life's over.
Right.
And you actually think, whether or not he understood what he was doing, that's, to me, I don't even think about that. But it's just the fact that here's a 17-year-old kid that for whatever reason participated in these murders and burying these people and all the things that they did. And it's like if there's a part of you that just can't help but just feel kind of bad for the kid. But Jesus, where did this, how did you end up here?
But at the same time, don't you just hope that they all get a fucking shiv the second they get to prison because they are pieces of shit?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, speaking of pieces of shit,
Yeah.
nice segue here, but
right.
Jim told me a story that just absolutely cracked me up, as disgusting as it can be.
All right.
Since he does, prisoner transport, he's always transporting prisoners between jails, and he runs all over basically Ohio.
Right.
And he ran out to Lorain.
Okay.
And now he had an interesting experience with a prisoner in the Lorain prison.
All right.
You're gonna love this one, Chris.
All right.
This isn't. I don't know how interesting I can make this, but I can just basically sum it up. It's like normally we'll take. I mean, it varies on how many guys we take there, but when we do take them, we take them into the facility, and then they take them into the change out room or the strip search room, basically,
Okay.
and they're just basically all lined up.
Right.
Whether it's however many you have, usually we take about 12.
Right.
And they strip them down, they have them face the wall, and then they tell them, okay, you three guys turn around, squat, cough, lift your nuts, open your mouth, blah, blah, blah. Well, so they're doing that.
Sounds
And
like what I make you do at night.
it's what Elizabeth
Damn.
makes me do at night. And then,
Squat, cough, lift your nuts.
so they're going
sounds like
through
you need a better
pat-down
volunteer.
procedure, and I'm not in the room at this point, and I make an effort not to be even in eye shot of it because I don't want to see the nuts and all that shit going on. And then I hear, "What the fuck? Jesus Christ! What the fuck did you guys bring us?" And we go into the room, and one of the inmates, I guess, decided he's just going to take a shit right in the corner. Didn't even, and there's a toilet not 10 feet away. He didn't even say, hey, I got to go to the bathroom, nothing. Just when he squatted, he just shit right in the corner.
Holy shit.
So that was just a little.
How about the lady that wouldn't get?
Well, Elizabeth, you gotta just slow down a little bit. We gotta go
Easy,
one
Elizabeth.
time. Ease up.
Take it easy, Elizabeth. We'll get there.
Aw, you called me Elizabeth.
All right, should I not? Okay, Lizzie.
Aw.
All right. Well, anyway.
No, so that was. I mean, I've been doing this. I've been a deputy for about 21 years, but I've been doing transport for like 10.
Right.
So what happened? Now
first.
you guys made him clean that mess up.
Well, they
right?
made him clean it up. Yeah.
Nice.
They brought a mop and disinfected and all that, and the trustees brought the hazmat bag and that.
Hazmat bag.
No, man, it's just
Should have brought him a fork.
I don't know what it is about inmates. They love to play with their shit. Like I worked in the jail for 8.5 years, and it's like fucking like finger paint to them or something. I don't get it. I mean, it's just maybe that's the way they express themselves. I don't know.
Comment, Mr. Aiken.
That's fucking great. Are you kidding me?
It is, man. It's like they.
Well, he's got a lot of good stories to tell.
I love this, by the way. I am enamored with crime, and look, I just tell it honestly. I mean, just to hear the stories of major crime and even minor crime is just, I'm fascinated by. I can't figure out, and I'll tell you why I'm enamored with it, because I can't figure out how people do their crimes so effortlessly. If I start thinking about doing something fucked up, I get that knot in my stomach. My heart starts beating faster. All the stupid, and that's if I'm thinking about doing something relatively dumb. To go out and murder somebody or murder 10 people or whatever, I just don't understand how people can do that, which is why I think I'm so fascinated with this kind of stuff. I mean, and you're dealing with this daily. I mean, do you look at them all constantly and wonder, Jesus, what fucking happened to you?
No, not. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
I can't hear me anymore. I lost my. Not at all. I don't wonder about that kind of stuff. I don't care anymore. I really don't.
Right.
Was
there a point early on where you were in that phase, though?
I'll tell you a quick little story. When I was working in booking, when I was still in the jail, I was a booking officer, and they brought this girl in, and she had been severely burned. Okay. And the reason why she was burned was because her boyfriend broke up with her. Okay. So she went over to his apartment and set the place on fire. Okay. Well, she didn't get out, and she ended up getting like 3rd-degree burns over all over her body. All right. So when she was well enough, they brought her from the hospital to the jail because she was still in custody.
Why was she in custody if he burned her?
Well, for arson. I mean, he wasn't home, but she attempted to burn down his apartment, but in the process, she burned herself up too.
Oh, okay.
So I'm booking her, and she's got bandages on her. I couldn't even fingerprint her because she's all bandaged up, bandaged around her face and everything else. And it was just the saddest. I mean, you could literally see like skin just peeling from her face, like just a horrible sunburn or any burn victim you've ever seen like on TV. Yeah. And I just remember I had to stop, and I had to get up, and I went to the restroom, and I actually kind of like broke down a little bit because it was sad. It was pathetic.
Right. Did you remind her at all that next time she should have dinner on the table at the right time?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't say anything like that to her. But that's just one of those things that you have to do. And probably the worst thing I can think of that I ever had to deal with in the almost 22 years I've been doing this job. Yeah. My partner at the time, a kid that grew up with his kids, right, ended up I'm sure everybody's familiar with that shaken baby syndrome.
Oh yeah, sure.
So he accidentally killed his own baby.
Okay.
And we ended up taking him. The judge permitted him to go to the baby's. Well, actually, it wasn't the funeral, but it was post-funeral. But we had to take him there.
All right. And
to the funeral home. So we're sitting there, and my partner smoked. I didn't. So I was sitting with him. My partner was with the funeral director, went kind of outside and was having a cigarette. When the other funeral director brought this little gray casket up, with the baby in it, and this piece of shit, sat there and wept and apologized, and I'm sitting behind him, and the only thing I could just keep thinking is, please, just give me a reason, just give me a fucking reason to just, you know what I mean, just to put one right in the back of your head, because I mean, you're sitting there looking at this. This is a really morbid conversation. Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
This is good. This is good.
But so that was probably the hardest thing I've ever done.
Do you watch stuff on TV now?
No.
And
no,
just...
Elizabeth likes to watch all that NCIC shit and Crime Lab and all that. I can't. I even hate cop movies.
I don't mean that, but I mean even when you watch like the news and
I don't watch it.
You don't watch
like the paper anymore. I don't watch the news. I don't need a paper to know that somebody killed somebody, somebody raped somebody, something's fucked up somewhere.
Wow.
I don't even want to know about it.